Page 11, Mrs. Murphy's House. I haven't done anything prior to this page in this book because I only cover written music, lessons on written music. I'm not here to try and teach you how to read music, although I cover all the symbols and everything in these. It's just that this is the first time where you have actual written music, notes on a staff. Part of this page, really the approach they seem to be using is they're giving you a picture of the note with the note name, and you have to correspond the note name with the correct key on the keyboard. Play a C or play a D or whatever. That doesn't tell you where the note is in the staff, it's just the keyboard. You're learning the note names in the keyboard. To associate it, I kind of skip all of that and I go directly to the music and I say, okay, this is the note. You got to learn the note name in the music and where it is on the keyboard all in one step, and they take it in 2 steps. That's all. I'm hoping you can get through the pages prior to page 11 on your own. Just take your time with it. If you have any questions, you're welcome to ask me. I want to talk about Mrs. Murphy's House. I want to talk about all these musical symbols because you need to know these. Now, these are covered in the method book. This is a repertoire book, so I don't feel I really need to cover them in as much depth here as the method book. This book really should be used with the method book. And this gives you more repertoire, more music to play, to practice, to learn, to get better experience. So go to the method book and those lessons where I explain everything in detail. I'll just cover it very briefly here. In Mrs. Murphy's House, there's only one staff. There's 2 lines, but there's only one staff. It's got a bass clef and 4/4 time. Now, in theory, you can play this with either hand. But we're going to keep it simple for now and say, well, if it's a bass clef, we're going to use the left hand. If it's a treble clef, we'll use the right hand. We'll change that later when the music gets more complicated, but right now it's good. So let's do this with the left hand. The finger numbers they're giving you at the beginning, that 2, that's for the left hand. If you're going to play with the right hand, you got to use your 4th finger. But go ahead and you got to know the name of that note. It tells you the name in the note. It's an F. And where it is on the keyboard, it's here. It's below middle C. And your 2nd finger goes on it, tells you where the fingers go. And then we cover these things. In the first measure, we got 4 quarter notes. And 4/4 time, that's good because you got to have 4 beats in every measure. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. You see the G, the last note in the measure, and then the next measure, more quarter notes, and you're going down here. You need to know the names of every one of these notes. If you don't, you can forget the rhythm. Just play the note and say the name. Read it in the music, say the name. And get to where you can play this without looking at the keyboard, so you can stay focused on the music and you associate it in your brain with which fingers are on which notes, and you do it that way. I know a lot of beginners, when they start, they will look up here and they'll see a note, and they'll look down at the keyboard and play it. They'll look up and see the next note, and then they'll look down at the keyboard and play it. And look at the music and just play the note. Don't look at the keyboard. There's times when you have to look at the keyboard when you're moving around and stuff, but we're not moving around and stuff, so let's just stay focused on the music. Other than that, I don't have a lot to say. You know, a quarter note gets a count, so every time you have a beat, you're going to play a quarter note somewhere, whatever. And a half note is the same as 2 quarter notes, so it gets 2 counts, so you're going to hold it down for 2 counts. The last measure of the first line there, that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. Then the other thing they add is the F. And above the staff, that little F stands for forte or loud. You'll have to decide what loud is. It's loud to you. What is loud to you? Not really loud, just loud. And that's for today in this situation. Tomorrow it might change. It's not a solid value. It's a feeling. Now, there's words to this. If you want to sing it, go ahead. I recommend you learn it first without singing it, and then if you want to sing it, then whatever. If you sing up here, that's okay, because this note can be sung up here. It's whatever, you'll figure it out, I'm sure. So let's play it together very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'll give us 4 counts. So go ahead and put your hand in that C position here. And there we go. You can leave your right hand on the lap because it's not playing in this piece. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4. Off. Well, there's a duet part at the bottom. I'd like to play that. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. And so I'll play the duet part and you play what you just played, just play a little faster. Now understand that when you're playing these pieces, you can't have any hesitations anywhere. That beat goes on. So you have to keep, every one of those quarter notes has got to be right on time. If you're hesitating anywhere, then you need to work on that and get rid of the hesitation. Focus on that. Don't just, oh, I'll get it later. That doesn't work. Really, it doesn't work. Stop and fix the hesitation so you get through the whole thing without any hesitations at all. So I'll give us 4 counts, so let's play this together. Go ahead and put your hand here. 1, 2, ready, go.